Okay, today we're going to be talking about subtracting integers, but we're really just going to be doing adding integers. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and talk about our keywords for this activity. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem, and subtraction is the operation of taking one number away from another. And I'm also going to go back and review the terms for adding integers also. Just as a reminder, a integer is a whole number that is either positive or negative. The addend are the numbers being added together or put together. Addition is the operation of combining numbers to find the sum, and the sum is the answer to the problem. And just a reminder with this chart here, remember when we had two positive numbers, we added them together. When we had two negative numbers, we we added them together also. Excuse me on that one. And then when we had a positive and a negative number, we subtracted those numbers. And then we always looked for the big number to see what sign we have. So we're going to go ahead and go right into examples here. So we're going to have 3 minus positive 4. Okay. So what we are going to do on this is we're going to actually change our subtract sign and make it into an addition sign. And when I do that, I also have to put one more line behind it. It changes my number behind it. So then we're looking at an addition problem and we're not having to do extra work with this. So I have a positive number and a negative number. And when I had a positive number and a negative number, I had to subtract my two numbers, which gives me 1. 4 is my big guy, so it's going to be -1. Okay, looking at our number lines, I would still go ahead and change the sign on them. And remember that we'll go out 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, and then I have to go to the negative. So I'm going to go back 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll see we come out with -1. So let's go ahead and try another problem. Let's do -3 minus -4. Again, I'm going to start off by changing my negative sign to a positive sign, which means I also have to change the one right behind it. Okay, so now I have a negative number and a positive number, so that still means I'm going to go ahead and subtract them. So I have 4 minus 3 to get 1. 4 is my big guy, so it's going to be a +1. Okay, looking at our number lines. I start out at -3, and then it tells me to go to my positive, and I have to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be a +1, and that's my answer. Okay, let's take a look at one more example, and then you'll start on your own. So 3 minus -4. Again, I'll change my negative sign to a positive, which means I do the same for what's right after it. I have a positive number and a positive number, so I'm going to add them together. So 3 plus 4 equals 7. 4 is my big guy, so it's going to be a +7. Now you're going to go ahead and try some problems on your own.